start with you, Anna, if we may. Welcome to the world of John Wick in
Thank
this
you.
iteration, Ballerina. Please take us back to the start. How did this project come to you, and what made you say yes?
Well, this guy here, Len Wiseman, and producers Erica Lee and Basil Iwanik called me, and they're just, they were like, we have something really special that we think you're gonna like. And so I met with Len in my apartment, and I read the script, and then we went, we just started discussing this opportunity, and that was really exciting for the both of us. And I just, as a fan of the John Wick, franchise and everything that Keanu and Chad had done, I was like, I have a great foundation there, and I think our movie is just it just felt very organic and in a really good place for us to like carry on with this world. And I love the character, so it was like I was just tick 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 tick. This makes sense.
Perfect. And Len, could you provide some clarification for us, please? Is this a sequel, a spin-off? How are we defining where Ballerina fits into the John Wick world and the run of films?
So it takes place parallel with John Wick 3. And I've heard spin-off, which is actually spin-off is very misleading, because if anything, it's like a spin-on, if that were a phrase, that because it really is building on the world of John Wick, and so we're exploring and expanding on the world, not off of it. So I would call it more of a spin-on, if that would make that's actually more of what it is. It's taking place within that same time frame.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And for both of you, please. Early on in the story, Eve is told to, quote, fight like a girl. And that proves a turning point within a film. What does that mean to you two, I guess, as filmmakers, and also to Eve as a character? What do you think that means to her?
Well, I think it means, just play this game your way, make it your own, make it, just, I guess, realize what your strengths are and what's your, superpower, and like, just go with it and surprise people with your abilities. It's just, she has so many skills, and she's so sharp, and she's always like so ahead of everyone else that, it is a good turning point for her, like that phrase coming from a mentor, and it was just like in a very frustrating moment for the character, and very, very, like kind of confusion going on there. And it was kind of like, oh, wow, she just gave me like the light here. I can see what I can do.
Mm-hmm. I think for it's like it's subverting the phrase in terms of just the meaning of it, of like it can be used as a tease or a kind of derogatory kind of thing, and actually flipping that and using it with more strength behind it is I think the message that we're giving.
For yourself, Anna, how did you find the preparation for this film? Lots of training had to take place, but then also how intense were the actual shooting of the film? What was the most challenging aspect, if you can pinpoint one thing?
Oh, everything was so challenging, and the training, especially, stepping into the training period was kind of like it's not like I was underestimating what I was gonna have to do, but it took me a moment to realize, what the discipline that it requires to take on something like this. It was just months and months of training, different kind of trainings too, like from weapons to combat to some martial arts to, just like even learning the basics. Because as choreographed as the movie was, there was a lot of times too that we had to just go with it on the day and improvise and come up with things and rearrange stuff. And, so I had to be prepared for any of it, all of it. So it was kind of challenging, and it was hard at first, but then I just feel it helped me also kind of like build construct a character, build it, and figure out who she was and what was, the things that I could, bring, on for her. Like, how could we make her cool in my own way? And it was a lot of work, a lot of pain.
I mean, because she was training as long as the shooting process. Ana has a whole, like, she's practicing and rehearsing that and in training for about as many months as it takes us to actually shoot the movie. So it's a lot of work. I think people, they don't, especially if it's an actor-centric action, and it's very important that Ana is doing the action that the audience is watching. I think people know and they see training videos and everything, but this is every day for months. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and also, sorry, on top of that, you have to act. Let's not forget. That's my real job.
Yeah. Pretend like it doesn't hurt.
Because no, like it does hurt, actually, because the emotionality in this character is so important, it's so present. She is so much, feeling everything that's going on. It's very personal for her. This is not a job, and like to play that, I really wanted to lean into the fact that she is a woman in this men's world and everything is hurting and she's overwhelmed and she's confused and she is figuring it out and she's not a professional yet and she's, in stepping into this madness that she's not quite prepared yet, and that to add all of that
into the choreography.
Into
and
the
I've talked about this because it is that there's the performance within her fight. I find as I was like going through in the edit and everything, you find that you're watching like the performance. You're watching like Ana's face in terms of like the emotion and everything that's coming through. The fight is just as a lot of times that gets lost a little bit because you're having to remember the fight and remember the choreography, which is very, very important. So you lose a little bit of the, of the performance in it. It's a lot, but you do get kind of lost in going. So much of it is in your acting part of that fight, where you're just going, "Ooh, that's really like you see the rage and the pain and everything all layered in."
I'm getting the rap cue, but if I could squeeze in very quickly, why should UK and Irish audiences head to the cinema to see this? Not just wait till it's out at home. Why should they go to the cinema and experience Ballerina?
I mean, it's absolutely. Here's it's such an experience to combined experience with an audience. I think an action movie that's done well, same as with horror or comedy, that we enjoy that that combined kind of. Same thing with an action movie. If an action scene is working really well, it's what I'm talking about of those moments where you get the kind of release. And it's such a fun experience. And on top of that, it's just the scope and the scale and it's a theater movie.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey